Welcome to the Yankee Recap Podcast, where we talk all things Yankee and sports related content. My name is Peter Coom, along with the man, the myth, the legend, Frank Crespo in the building.
Yes,
We are
sir.
two Puerto Ricans that love all things sports, and today we're going to be just talking about the Yankees and Royals series, along with the A's series as well. A look ahead into our next our next series with Cleveland. The reason why I said competition is that I was watching Hell's Kitchen the other day. Um, Taking a look at what other options are available for catchers. Miz is fast. Talking about that. And is Tatis finally on his steroids again, or is he actually a good player? I'm leaning towards the second option, but all this in this episode. Before we begin, usually we put like a little thanks, little special messages at the end of this recording. But Frankie, 50 subscribers. How about
Yeah,
that? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening, taking time out of your day for this podcast. 50 subscribers is one milestone, 100 is the next. Um, so let's get the ball rolling. Went over to Kansas City, took a little road trip over there, and brought our brooms with us because we did a clean sweep,
sweet.
baby. We swept the Royals, and this was a good bounce back from the last couple of games that we've been having. Any takeaways from what's been going on the last couple days?
Well, just the past few series, I think the Yankees, the bats are definitely starting to get hot again, which is good because we went through a little cold streak previously, especially during our hiatus actually. So it's actually kind of good we didn't cover those games because it would have been
Yeah.
depressing. But yeah, I think the hitting is back. Well, except for one or two guys. I think we'll get to that. But yeah, the Yankees are hitting again. It looks like the Yankees. They all look like they have torpedo bats, and they all look great. Rice is still doing great. Judge, obviously my guy Bellinger. Um, Surprisingly, Volpe again has been really great. Really exciting. Cabby. We haven't seen Rosario as much. Oh, Goldschmidt, I think she deserves a shout out. He's been great. He plays first every single day now at this point. Well, Rice is DHing since stands out. But yeah, no, the offense has been thrilling. And I think that's really the Yankees' focus at the moment.
And Ben Rice and DH has been the experiment with Ben Rice has been so good. Man, Ben Rice has been popping off throughout his last few games, and you have to give the man his flowers. He was put in an untimely position given withstand his injury. Uh, but in this series, he went 0 for 4, which was not a good look. But then he went
Yes.
3 for 5 with 3 runs to score in, and then went 2 for 4 again. Super great job. And then he kept it up in the next series with Sacramento. I still call them Oakland, the Oakland A's, but
Hard not
given
to.
that they play in Sacramento, I just kind of like have a habit of calling them Sacramento. Um, but in the series, he also went to work. He went 4 for 5 with 1 home run, 1 for 3, 2 for 5 with 4 RBIs. Ben Rice is unstoppable, and you got to, like I said, you got to give the man the flowers because he has been on fire. Not as much as Aaron Judge though.
Yeah, Judge has been. I mean, honestly, again, Judge was definitely not as hot in the beginning of the season. In fact, I think he was kind of ice cold. Um, and I think
I
Judge
mean,
is
he
still
went he went 0 for 4 in his in the season
the
opening.
Giants. Yeah, the Giants season opening, Golden Sombrero. Again, like since then, he actually has gone 0 for 4 again with 4 strikeouts. But anyways, we move on from that because you know what, Judge has been great. Um, I think he's still going through certain struggles. Like with the challenge system, he just won't challenge enough, which is really concerning. Again, the Yankees, this past preseason and spring training, they were the top team in challenges with the ABS system, and their percentage is going down a lot, like a lot.
Yeah.
And that's like again, like certain challenges because they're so, I mean, simply idiotic. Like again, Jazz, like famously, Jazz challenged a ball, like a literal strike down the middle.
for like
Um,
no reason to.
no reason, basically.
I mean,
So yeah,
obviously there's a reason, but it's a stupid reason.
yeah, which is means that there shouldn't be a reason at all. And then the same thing, Volpe has made a few mistakes. I mean, Volpe didn't play spring training, so I kind of understand why the ABS might be a little bizarre. So I give him a pass on that. And again, his
Yeah,
performance has been pretty good so far. But yeah, Judge has
it's like
been,
an old person trying to figure out how to use Facebook, but Volpe is not old at all. He's pretty young.
which is hilarious because Goldschmidt, I think, also should be challenging more certain pitches, and he's not. And obviously, he's the unk of the team. So yeah, that's another thing to bring up.
Yeah, he talks about the dinosaurs back in the day.
Yeah, yeah, Goldsmith famously dinosaur because and again, like I said, like it's been so great that he's playing first base every day because um sadly, I mean, I don't know, I want Rice to be the first baseman, but if he doesn't get, he's not really getting reps right now at first base. Again, when Stan comes back, Stan's already taking warm ups and stuff on the field, so I assume he's gonna be back in a couple weeks. But I'm assuming Rice is gonna be playing first base again soon, but we'll see.
Yeah. Um, biggest takeaway from this entire series is that we scored a lot of runs. You know what I mean? I mean, of course we scored a lot of runs, but also so did the A's too. And even taking one win away from us, the bullpen has been a little wishy-washy at times. I thought that the bullpen in Kansas City did 10 times better than they did at Sacramento. Now, granted, Sacramento is a good hitting team. I mean, you have a bunch
Yes.
of good young players, Nick Kurtz, Shea Langoliers, who they're doing their thing out there. So I'm not surprised that they're going to put up a fight. I mean, that's what they did last time. But this bullpen needs to like really lock in, especially Tim Hill. Tim Hill had a rough outing yesterday. Fernando Cruz also has been giving up some runs, which I
Yep.
mean, it's expected. You know, it's baseball. At the end of the day, you're put in positions where you have to perform. You're not gonna get a perfect game. That's just how it is. Um, but man, it's been frustrating. It's been frustrating, especially when we rely heavily on our bullpen when our starters can't hold up anymore.
Yeah, it's definitely frustrating. Again, the biggest concern is we came into the season thinking we had some special pieces in the bullpen. Um, and I think, obviously, because going in, you had, oh, we have our new closer, we have our new hold guy, we have some, funky pieces with Cruz and Hill. And this, kind of what's happening is I think they're seeing that the teams around the league are seeing these relievers now, and they're losing that special ability because they're
Yeah,
just being paid too much. Um, which I don't know. I won't blame the starting pitching, but if you could get 6 innings from your starting pitchers every single time, obviously we'll take it. Because I mean that's as much as you can expect from a modern day starter, basically at this point. But
hmm
the farther you go into games, the less likely you're going to see bullpen with your starting pitcher. So it's like just maybe we had to push for our starting pitchers to go a little bit longer, just a little bit longer, so we don't have to expose our bullpen as much.
yeah,
Um, and just hopefully things start to clean up.
yeah. And the crazy thing about that is that in game one, the A's used 8 of their bullpen pieces. They used Luis Severino for only 1 inning, and then they used a bunch of other bullpen pieces. In total, 8 of them. And yet, with 8 bullpen pieces that are gone, we still beat them the next game. That was a little confusing to me. But um, great win. They took 5 out of 6, which has been great throughout the last few days. Where
Yep.
we couldn't beat the Tampa series, we couldn't beat the Toronto series. We lost the fucking Mets. Sorry for my language. Lost 2 out of 3 from the Orioles. Got swept by the Brewers. So it's been a rough couple of weeks. Thankfully, it's now June. So that song, that good old song from Frank Sinatra, "Riding High in April, shot down in May." But I know when I change that tune, when I'm back on top of June, something like that. I forget the song,
Yeah,
but
I think we
we're
might be
back.
copyrighted for you singing that for sure. That was
Bleep this, bleep this, bleep this.
yeah, kind of. We cut that out.
So now we're back in June. We're in a good progress. So coming up, we'll take on the Cleveland. I was about to say Cavaliers, Cleveland Guardians. Don't ask why. Cleveland Guardians on Tuesday, and Wednesday and Thursday, and this is going to be a good series. I mean, anytime we face the Cleveland Guardians, it's always going to be a good game. We own Cleveland, so it's nice to see our son is still, working at it these days. 34-27 is a great record for Cleveland standards. Better than the Yankees. Not better than the Yankees, but they have a good roster. So I'm curious to see how we'll go up against them. Frankie, any thoughts for the first matchup between the Cleveland and the Guardians, Cleveland and Yankees this year?
Um, like I said last time, I definitely would worry about J Ram, Jose Ramirez. That's the number one guy, and then
Mm-hmm.
obviously I'd really um look out for some of these younger guys who are going to be on this team. Definitely Angel Martinez, Rocchio, and their first baseman's also really good. I forget his name. Um, Kyle Manzardo. So he's been pretty good. I think Stephen Kwan's not gonna be playing, and I say sadly because I do love seeing him play. But I
Yeah.
think he's out. Travis Bazana, the Banana Man, he's gonna be playing. I think this is gonna be the first time he plays against the Yankees. So that's gonna be kind of exciting seeing such a young guy facing, one of these giant teams.
Mm-hmm.
So be looking out for his performance. And besides that, yeah, just look out, get these couple games, keep on winning and just, roll over Cleveland and move on to the next series.
Yeah. Yankees have a good. Cam Schuttler will get the start. I think Cam Schuttler with a 1.50 ERA. God damn, Cam
Yeah, that's
Schuttler,
so
he's been
crazy.
killing it. He'll take the start against Cleveland. I think hopefully we'll pull out the win. But as you say, Cleveland has a good young pieces. Are one of my favorite player, not my favorite player, but one of the players that I like to see who's been performing well is Parker Messick, a starting pitcher for the Guardians. He's been doing well. He's in his sophomore year with the Guardians, and he's a really ethical pitcher, and I'm really liking his stuff. He usually throws a lot of good strikeouts. He's in the 6 to 7 range. I'm sorry to my younger generation, but he's in the 6 to 7 strikeout range. Time to grow
Right.
up. So I like his stuff, but yeah, a lot of dangerous players to look out for.
Yeah, and then for game two, we should be seeing Cole most likely, and that's also pretty exciting. I guess his first game, that's exciting. Won his
Yeah,
first start, 12 Ks
yeah.
and a win.
10 Ks, 10 Ks,
10 Ks? Oh yes,
10.
okay. Because I believe
Yes,
he got the other K somewhere else, didn't he? 10 Ks, really? Oh yes,
yeah.
because he's had 3 starts this season. His first
He's
start,
had
he had
12 strikeouts total, but 10
yeah.
strikeouts.
Yes, you're right. 10 strikeouts in the last game, excuse me. And again, I think Cole has been so exciting. Again, very short sample size, but doesn't he just remind you of Cy Young Cole right now? Isn't that
Oh
exciting?
yeah. Oh yeah. He's back. And I love to see Garrett Cole back in the lab, working on some new stuff for his and the biggest thing for me is that he has a beard now. We haven't seen a Garrett Cole beard in a little while. I think that might have a role to play in towards how he's been performing. Obviously not really, um but maybe but I think about the beard situation. This is so off topic, but I think about the beard situation as with because Devin Williams, he basically I guess went to his knees begging the Yankees front office to let him keep his beard. Do you think if Devin Williams were to actually shave his beard, he would have been a good closer for us?
No, because when he did finally, like, shave his beard, he was still terrible, so that didn't really change anything, and, when Cole people were worried about Cole because they thought it would be, like, reverse Yankees curse, because it's like, when Cole's really good when he pitched for Houston, obviously,
Yeah.
I think that's the last time I saw him with a beard, um
Yeah, there's. I mean, it was the last time because he had to shave
Yeah,
his.
that's the because he's been pretty much shaving ever since, since being on the Yankees, but when he finally, came to the Yankees and he was clean shaven and whatever, he was great, obviously, he won the Cy Young, so yeah, I don't think it has nothing to do with it. If you can't handle I understand why Williams didn't wanna shave, it's mostly because, you know, I mean, it's just shaving is different with a guy like Williams, so I understand why. And then the other thing is, some people like it. Some people like facial hair. I look at Rodon, obviously, as a guy who definitely loves facial hair. Obviously, he's grown his facial hair back, but obviously, he looked crazy when he was pitching, in Chicago.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, but
No. Back
it's
on
whatever.
topic.
Yeah,
Back on topic. Garrett Cole has been great these last few days. I think the first real test will come when he takes on Cleveland. Um. So we'll have to see. I mean, there's nothing more that we could really predict. Other than the fact that Garrett Cole is a great player, a great member of the Yankees, and I hope that will be the same case for this year.
yeah, exactly. And then hopefully the rest of the rotation stays strong, the starting rotation, and we just again continue success from the Yankees, really.
Yeah, we still gotta wait for Max Fried to come back sometime soon. I don't have his exact timetable for when he's coming back, but it should be in a couple weeks. So we'll finally get to see the experiment that the Yankees have been pushing for with that 1-2 punch of Garrett Cole and Max Fried. But honestly, now that Cam Schindler is in the picture, we're looking with a 1-2-3 type of punch. That was so cool.
4 for
Uh,
those like the uppercut,
and then you got Weathers too, who's been in that good, who's been in a good feel. The
and the other
only missing The
Will
only
Warren.
missing piece is that number 5.
So do you don't like Will Warren?
I like Will. No, trust me, I like Will Warren.
But is he good enough
But
to be a starter? Basically, yeah.
that's my thing.
You know, I don't know. I think because I think the idea has always been that Weathers or Will Warren will end up in the bullpen as a
Yeah.
long reliever. So yeah,
Now,
you're right.
I
I
mean,
just got to
I
see.
mean, both of them are in there now, so it's just kind of like they're both twiddling their thumbs, trying to see who's gonna get knocked out first. But listen, like I'm not gonna diss on Will Warren because he's been great this year. Yesterday he did amazing with 6 innings pitched, 0 runs given up with 5 strikeouts. That's ideal for Will Warren standards. So we'll just have to see how it plays out later on.
Yeah. And again, this team has been exciting again, which is great. Again, only took one loss in the past 2 series. Um, but it was a close game, competitive game, and that's just what we want. We want competitive games. We don't want to get blown out every single game.
Exactly.
So yeah, no, just keep going. Got to keep going.
Yeah. In other news, we still have a problem with our catching situation. Austin Wells and JC Escarra have not been living up too well to their standards. Austin Wells went 0 for 2 the other day. He did get a hit, but that's not really saying much. Now, we know as catcher, we're not catchers, but we know catchers is a very tough position to play. You're using a lot of your arm, and it's rare to get hits or even home runs as a catcher unless your name is Cal Riley. Even then, Cal Riley has not been doing so well. So we were looking at the other day at maybe there was some options to keep in mind for a catching position. And we saw that there was a few available options. There was Hunter Goodman. There was Calbert Ruiz. There was also Shane Langlerias, which I don't think we're going to get personally because the A's are in a good rhythm, and I don't think they want to mess up their rhythm by doing a trade. But we've fleeced the A's before. We can fleece them again. Adley Rushman could also be in the picture. Dylan Dingler, Ryan Jeffers. Is there any in particular that you have a certain favorite for?
Um, Well, I think basically, you know what's so crazy is that anybody's an upgrade from what Wells has been doing recently. Um, basically, and again, you still have the idea is okay, if Wells has not been hitting left-handed pitchers at all. So you need to platoon. If you need to platoon, then you do need to pick up a righty catcher so he could face lefties, and then Wells could face righties. Um, if that's gonna be your situation, then you do need to preferably get a switch hitter who hits well from the right side or a righty. So if you look at the options you just mentioned, I mean, the highest batting average, um, with his number at bats being lower than the other guys mentioned typically, is Ryan Jeffers. Um, playing for the Twins, most likely the Twins are always open for trades, always open for some cash, definitely trying to kill contracts. So basically, if we do and by the way, his season stats so far is he's hitting almost 300, 7 home runs, 26 RBIs. His OPS is 949. So yeah, that's pretty good. I say that's really good, especially for a catcher playing on the Twins. Um, if he could perform anywhere near that in New York, that's gonna be way better than Wells at this moment. Again, I don't know, at this list that we mentioned, the guy who I would say is the least exciting, honestly, is gonna be Adley. And now I don't hate Adley at all. I think Adley is great. I think he's always been an exciting player, but just with his past history, past few seasons, just injury struggles and batting struggles, and he lost his starting catcher job to a rookie. It's just not a good look. And the Yankees need to make a quick improvement, not a investment. We already tried making an investment that his name is Austin Wells, and that investment has gone out the window. So you need somebody who you could just put your money in right now and make quick, easy money. And I think Rutschman's really not that guy at the moment. Um, again, the A's with Langoliers, you know, um, he's great. He is so great, but we really missed out. Because again, the A's did sign him to a contract, and most likely they're gonna keep him around for when he ends up in Vegas. Or when the A's end up in Vegas. So I don't really see it happening. And we were talking. I think we have a history of getting certain players from the Rockies, again with DJ and recently McMahon. Um, Hunter Goodman is an option. Just stats aren't amazing, but again, better than Wells. So, and his defense is still good too, and he's a righty. So you could possibly find a way to get both of those guys to play catcher and to improve over time also. Um, but yeah, I just the Yankees need to look into somebody because this is not gonna keep working. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, the trade deadline's coming not too soon. It's June and trade deadline comes in about a month or so. Um, those options that we listed is just a general idea. There's obviously pros and cons to everybody. I think it's a little embarrassing for Adley Rutschman that he lost his positions to a rookie, given that he's a young player too, and he has the stuff to hit. But you're right. I mean, I don't know if he's the best option. I think the best option might be somebody like Calbert Ruiz or Che Langoliers, who we did miss out of, and we're probably not going to get him. Um, and then there's also Ryan Jeffers, who we talked about. Goodman is also I like Hunter Goodman too. I think we could make a trade, especially from the Twins or the Rockies, because the Twins or Rockies are just in a complete rebuilding phase, especially the Twins, who it's crazy to talk about the Twins that they're in the position that they are in now because they just imploded everything. Like they literally just shot themselves in the foot. I remember they were in the wild card like 3 years ago and they made it to the ALDS and they won at home for like the first time since they never won a Target Field. Well, I mean they won a game, but they never won like a series at Target Field. So it was huge for Minnesota fans, and now they're just back into the bottom of the barrel. I like keeping our minds open. I think that also the other big thing to keep in mind for is that who would we trade for? Because obviously you're trading Austin Wells. Would you put JC Escara up? Would you put in some rookies? Who would you send home? It's a lot of questions.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I don't think it's that big of a surprise that the Yankees are gonna look into a catcher. Um, the only other possible position that we might need to look into is another outfielder. Again, which
Yeah.
is funny to say since Grichuk is playing for the White Sox and
Oh man,
he's
that's
doing.
such a stupid. I can't believe it.
I know. So it's like I don't know, but because again, Grisham is struggling right now, still, mostly, and obviously they didn't like how Spencer Jones added to the team. So if Spencer Jones is not enough, then and Dominguez is still out. Uh, the Yankees are very limited. Schumann has been great, for what he's done so far, and maybe he'll continue to keep playing and keep getting at bats
He
for
has
the.
this stuff.
Yeah, he's got good stuff. He's got a nice swing. He plays great defense. But is he a starter? A starting outfielder? I'm not so sure. But you might as well keep trying it. Because this needs to work out soon. Definitely, especially for Grisham, and obviously for Wells.
Agreed. I think Wells would obviously be the person to go. Um, I think another thing to keep in mind for trades is bullpen pieces. I think bullpen pieces is another big thing. There might be some options available at the trade deadline. Now, I want to keep this like perfectly clear. No bullpen is perfect, right? Dodgers bullpen wasn't the best bullpen. So was the Blue Jays. So was every other team's bullpen. Wasn't the strong. Every team's bullpen doesn't have the strongest bullpen, and that's fine. But our bullpen loves to sell games, a lot of games. I mean, the fact that we gave up eight runs when we were up by 13 is unacceptable.
Yeah.
You guys forgot how to close out games?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
That was interesting.
you guys need to figure. You guys, yeah, I'm talking to you guys. You guys need to figure out what is the best possible outcome. And honestly, my personal input is to try to make a few trades to get some better bullpen pieces to set up. So that way, when we put Bednar in the ninth inning, he doesn't have to worry about two men on base scenario or it's a tie game. Listen, baseball every day there's a new thing happening and there's always going to be something that there's always going to be a monkey in the wrench of plans. So you just have to learn to adapt. And I feel like these bullpen players aren't really adaptable as much anymore.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And again, I just, again, if I feel good for what I do, for what the Yankees are doing, and for what I do too. Why not? But yeah, the bullpen has been a little bit of concerned, and you know, uh, again with Grisham and Wells, but the Yankees are doing well. Just got to keep the success going.
Yes.
Let's not again slip behind. Tampa's only a few games ahead of us. We could still fight for the division, and obviously, I mean, we don't really have other competition besides the Rays at the moment. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, let's just keep it going, keep winning. Don't lose the easy games, and fight hard for the hard games. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. And in other baseball news, in the last episode we talked about Fernando Tatis Jr. not have a home run. Well, ladies and gentlemen, he finally hit a moonshot into left field when he took on Washington. And honestly, you know what? Shout out to him. He deserved it. It's been a while for him. He has not hit a home run since September. And so now I guess he's going back in that rhythm, which sucks for us because, we don't want to face him.
No.
However, we will have to face him.
And yeah, I mean, so I guess is the question I had to ask you since you keep mentioning it. Is Tatis on roids?
I don't think he's on roids. I think he's trying to play ethical baseball. I think when ethical baseball stops working, he'll test out some steroids. He'll do a little Jackson Profar.
Yeah, Jerson Pro, which is funny. They used to be teammates. You think they use the exact same roids? Is the question, really?
Tatis put Jerkson Profar now
on steroids.
onto
Yeah,
onto onto the S word. Onto the S word.
onto the S word, the PEDs. But yeah, again, good for Tatis. He's an exciting player. I think he's been going through some sort of struggles, and it's nice to see a great player overall, just for baseball to succeed. Um, but yeah, a little worried because what if he starts getting like really good again? But yeah, currently, again, I'm already
I
thinking
won't
about
let that
All-Star game
happen.
too. Oh, okay, good, thank God. But I was already thinking about All-Star game. I said, did Padres have? I mean, yes, of course, Mason Miller. I was just about to like, and maybe Michael King, which is crazy, right? Because we could have Michael King right now if we didn't get rid of him. But the only other thing is like, yeah, is anybody else an All-Star on the Padres? I don't really know because everybody else was kind of like iffy. But
I mean, Machado's it's not how good. I mean, he's having a decent year. 174, 30 RBIs, 10 home run. I mean, everybody's just doing their thing out in San Diego. They're in a nice little flow, being 32 and 26. So, nothing really. Not really in terms of players. I mean, Mason Miller was not there anymore. I forget that Xander. forget that Xander Bogaerts to be on the team there sometimes because of his big contract that he has over there. Um, but I think Mason Miller will be the NL closer that's heading into that All Star league because he's such a good closer
yeah, I mean, is there any art? Well, he is the best closer in baseball right now, for sure.
right now. Yes.
Yeah. And actually, that makes me think. I feel like I haven't heard anything from Chapman recently. Does he even play anymore? Is he injured or something, or do the Red Sox just suck that much where it's like they don't even get to use Chapman at all? Like, I don't know what's going on.
All right, stop being
Um,
disrespectful.
I'm
He
sorry, but it's
he just
true.
closed. He just closed out the other game. I mean, he's been doing all right. Right now his stats. He has a .48 ERA, 25 strikeouts, 19 games played. He's doing his thing out there.
Okay, good. I mean,
Uh,
it's nice to hear Chapman's doing well, just not against the Yankees, obviously. And then,
yeah, yeah.
I guess speaking of fast fastballs, right? You want to talk about Mitsurowski real quick?
Yes, Jacob Misiorowski has been killing it for the Milwaukee Brewers throughout this last few eras. And like we were talking about, Mason Miller. Imagine if the Brewers picked up Mason Miller in that nice 1-2 punch. And Frankie was just telling me, yeah, they should just quit the game. 100 he broke what record did he break exactly?
I think officially, let me pull it up real quick again. Uh, open the season. I think he threw the fastest tracked pitches by a starter. So he
Yo,
threw 22 pitches in a row, by the way, consecutively, 102 miles per hour or faster.
what they be doing to him out there, man?
I don't know. And it's weird, right? Because you look at Jacob Mizraowski and you're like, okay, he's a tall guy, sure. You could see it, his fastball's fast, whatever. But he's so lanky.
Yeah.
He's so he seems like such a skinny guy, like a malnourished guy almost. And it's like, oh my god, he's throwing 103. Like, are you serious? And no, yeah, it's deadly serious. Um, and it's strange, right? Because you're like, ooh, so he's throwing faster than as far as we know, right? He's throwing faster than Nolan Ryan.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. Mizraowski is currently, I think, definitely somebody who might qualify for the Cy Young this season. Um, and with a fastball like that and some of his other stuff, he has a great slider too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's exciting to see.
He
Shoot, that's
he's doing
fast,
his
man.
thing. He's doing his thing out there. He leads the league in strikeouts, has that a clean little 1.65 ERA. Honestly,
Mhm.
give him his flowers. He's doing really well. He's performing really well. Um, well, he's just gonna have to keep that up. Hopefully, we don't have to see him anytime soon. It's for the
Nope.
Yankees.
Yeah.
The Mets and all those other teams can have fun with Nebraska when they have to face him.
Yeah, the whole NL. And I mean, it's just nasty, man. Just fastest pitch. I mean, he has the fastest pitch by starter of all time. Like, since they've been tracking it, that's just It's crazy, and it's from a righty too. You would think it would be a lefty, but it's pretty crazy.
No, I mean, like I said, he's doing his thing out there. The Milwaukee Brewers, competitive as always. Really, they've been good these last few years. But they just have not been able to make it to that promised land yet because they love to choke. Same way the Yankees do. Granted, very different scenario. Um, but yeah, so that's what's been going around on the league. Now, in different leagues wise, two big things have happened. Or actually no, three big things have happened. One, Odell Beckham Jr. is back with the New York Giants. And I think that's where he's going to maybe retire with the Giants. I remember OBJ and his infamous catch. That one game was the backhand catch. And honestly, as a Giants fan, I'm happy that he's back on the team. But I will never forgive him from that Miami picture that they took in 2016. You know what I'm talking about, Ranky?
Yeah, I do know what you're talking about. Yeah, matter of fact, pull that picture up now. I'm just kidding.
Pull the picture up on the screen.
Do not.
You can see it. You can see it. It's such a stupid freaking. Why? Why did they take this picture? So hopefully now that he's back, maybe he can break the curse or whatever. I mean, the Giants are in their own freaking struggles right now with Jackson Dart. Number two, Myles Garrett got traded. He's no longer on Cleveland. He's now with the LA Rams. So the Rams are probably going to be competitive as always. Yeah, I said the Rams. I didn't say Cleveland because Cleveland sucks. The Stanley Cup final is set. It's the Carolina Hurricanes taking on the Golden Knights. Don't really follow hockey that much, but hey, if you're a Carolina fan or you're a Golden Knights fan, I'm happy for you guys. WNBA is back. Sabrina Ionescu is the GOAT, and so is Brianna Stewart. And in the NBA, your New York Knicks,
Exactly.
go Liberty. Your New York Knicks will take on the San Antonio Spurs on Wednesday at 8:30. I'm super excited. I'm also a little bit nervous because my two big takeaways is that we could beat the Spurs once, we could beat them again, but also this is a great Spurs team that we're going up against. I mean, this team took OKC to 7 and embarrassed them at home. Frankie, any thoughts for this upcoming matchup?
Let me see. So Victor Wembanyama has been blessed by monks and nuns, so he has the power of multiple good spirits and gods.
Yes.
I'd say the Knicks better start praying too. To whoever they need to really just put up the same sort of spiritual battle that the Spurs are doing. At this point, I don't know. I think the only other thing.
We have
Yeah.
we have Pope Leo in our.
Leo's a Knicks fan, really?
Well, I don't know. Well, he's from Chicago, but remember when Spike Lee gave Pope Leo a Knicks jersey?
Oh, that's true. You think he's gonna put it on for the series?
Yes,
I think that would
he
be
better
some
be.
crazy energy, honestly. But honestly, I think it'll be a great series. Do I see this being a 7-game series? I don't think so, and I think that's to the Knicks' benefit. I don't think they should go 7 games here. Try to finish it up quick. First game is at Madison Square Garden, I believe, right? So
No, it's in San Antonio.
San Antonio? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's scary, a little scary. Obviously, you like playing at home first, I think, for the most part.
Yeah.
But if the Knicks are gonna do it anytime soon, they're gonna do it this year. I think Brunson, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Cat. I think Mitchell Robinson's out apparently. Did you see that he hurt his hand off the?
No, Mitchell
He
will
is
play
playing.
game 1.
Okay. Did you because you did hear that he hurt his hand, right? Like
Yeah, so
off game
he
injury.
he broke his pinky through an undisclosed injury. A lot of people are saying it's training, like when they were at when they were trained at their training camp, or but I mean it's undisclosed. We'll see what happens. Till then, So yeah, I mean, we have a great starting five. We have a great backup too. I was more worried to face OKC because OKC, quite frankly, has like two freaking starting lineups. It was absolutely insane. I thought OKC was taking that game 7, but San Antonio shut them up. Yeah, we have that great starting five: Mitchell Robinson, Lon Shamit, Frankie Crespo, Jeremy Sohan. Jose Alvarado, Miles McBride. It's going to be a good matchup, and whoever wins deserved it. This is going to be another year where a new NBA champion will arise, and it's going to be the New York Knicks.
Yeah, exactly. So the Knicks are gonna be the NBA champions. Just saying it here first. I think if anybody wants to put any bets down right now, just put it all on the Knicks. Every single dollar you have, every single cent, you can just put it on the
Yes.
Knicks right now. And
Put the
if you get it
house.
wrong, yeah, just put everything you have down. And if
Yes.
you lose, you guys could come to me. You guys can just, whatever, it's okay, but you're supposed to listen to me and you're supposed to listen to
Yes.
Theo too. So we all basically, if we lose, we all lose. So we putting everything on the
Yes.
next, and that's it, right?
Yes.
There you go.
Put the house on Brunson getting over 1 point.
That's
Over
easy
1
money.
point. It
Yeah.
better be easy money. Yeah.
Josh Hart triple double, game winner, by the way, too.
We'll see. But that will wrap up this episode. Relatively short episode, but that's what happens when there's only 2 series to really recap. Catch us next week where we will recap the next coming games. And until then, I'm Theta Kuhn. This is Frankie Crespo signing out for this episode. Later.
See ya.